Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. As you can see, today I am not by myself because I have my boyfriend Corey here to do the boyfriend tag. We've been talking about doing this video forever now. Ever since we did our last one, which was like 9 months ago probably, like when we first, not like when we first started dating, but like pretty early on. And now it's like been almost a year, so we're finally getting around doing the boyfriend tag. We're just gonna go ahead and answer some questions. I just kind of chose like my favorite 10 questions to answer because some of them I was like, no. So that is what we're gonna do today. So let's go ahead and get into it, shall we?
Let's do it.
All right, the first question is, where did you guys meet?
Well, we actually met on an app called Bumble.
Whoop. It actually works. I'm not joking. It really does. I mean, I went on some lame dates, you guys, but not his. It worked, actually.
I mean, I was able to say exactly what I was looking for and found a good match. So.
Which I think that helps a lot. I think sometimes people get turned off by stuff like that just because they're like, they think it's just to like hook up and stuff. But honestly, you can be really specific on those things. Yeah. Which I think helps.
And in doing so, like, you can like narrow down like who would be an actual match for you.
Right. Like, and we only live like 30 minutes away, but honestly, there was no way we'd have ever met, probably.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you know? So, don't be so turned off by it. They're just not for a good hookup.
But then I took her to Coffee and
Well, you're getting to the next question.
Oh, my bad.
The next question is, where was our first date?
Okay.
Are you going to, it's just going to be like question and answer session? That's what I feel
like maybe, like... Okay. But anyway,
I kicked this camera again.
We started talking. We talked for maybe like a week or two.
No, it was longer than that.
Was it? Maybe
it was like 3 weeks. Yeah.
It was like a month.
Yeah.
Because I went to Ireland.
Yeah, so. And you had like just gotten back, but then you were back for like only what, 2 weeks, and then you went somewhere else for school?
Yeah. So
yeah,
I was actually on some trips, and then talking to her, I found out she really loves coffee. I don't, but I really want to impress her. So I took her to this place called Coffee Emporium. And so I took her to a coffee shop.
And it lasted 5 hours. Our first date did. We didn't even pee. Like, it was crazy. And I had my phone in my bag the whole time. I didn't even think about, like, because my sisters and my mom and stuff, they knew, like, what time the date started and stuff. And I just had my phone in my bag, like, when I texted them that I got there and stuff. But I didn't take my phone out, like, for that long. We were just talking for that long. And then I finally did, and they all thought I had, like, died or that he murdered me or something. And that wasn't the case, obviously. So it was pretty funny. But, yeah, our date lasted for 5 hours. We literally just talked the whole time. I mean, I asked him 1,000,001 questions just because I'm nosy. But, I mean, and I did care. Like, it wasn't like, oh, it was just for my own benefit. But
yeah, I was going to say, like, good thing I like had a lot of stories, I guess. So
yeah, it was very entertaining. Okay, the next question is, when and where was your first kiss?
Ooh.
Are you answering this or am I?
Go ahead.
Okay, you've answered two, so I'll answer one.
Oh.
Okay, it's at my parents' house, and we were on the couch, and I remember it was after he met like my sisters, my brother-in-laws for the first time. And then it was later that night after everyone left and we were just hanging out watching TV or something. And it had probably been a while. Like, it was a while.
Yeah.
So, like, okay, hold on. Let's backtrack a little bit. So, we had gone on, like, 3 dates, I think. And then I was like, no, can't do this. Feeling things. No, thank you. And then, so I just was like, I am not really interested anymore. I know I totally was. And then, it was really funny. I remember we were shopping for my sister, like, for wedding stuff, and she asked me, like, why? And I was like, well, I don't know. I just didn't see it. It was one of those, like, really generic answers, and she was just like, are you for real? Like, he treated you so well. Like, he was so nice. Like, he was everything. You never said anything bad about him, like, all of this stuff. And she was like, I just think you're scared. Like, you're being so dumb. And I was like, okay, fine. So then I like reached out to him, and thank God he like talked to me again. And so
just a quick second, I 100% thought like I'm not answering her call. Like I was,
but
yeah, it's pretty mad. But I was like, oh, let's give her a second chance. So it worked out.
So then we kind of like got things started again after that like little week hiatus, and then it was, I think, maybe like 2 or 3 times after that he finally kissed me. So it was like a while, I would say. Just because we had that little detour or whatever you want to call it in there. But yeah, so we were at my parents' house on the couch after he met my family, and we were watching TV, and I don't know, he just kissed me. And that was that. And sparks flew. Okay. Who said I love you first?
She did.
By accident.
I'll let her tell us because it's hilarious.
Okay, so by accident I did. I didn't mean to.
You should probably explain that a little further.
I was going to make a joke like, biggest regret of my life. No. So we were on the way to the Lady Antebellum concert, I remember. And we had both said those like really stupid things that you say in the beginning of a relationship. Like, I'm falling for you. Or like, I really care about you. Like, it's like we were on The Bachelor. We were so stupid. But,
oh, that show.
Yeah, that's a whole other rant that I could go into right now, but I won't. No, so we were on our way to the Lady Antebellum concert. He was in the car, or he was driving and I was in the passenger seat. And he did something or said something stupid. Shocking. That's no. And I was like, I mean, I love you, but no. And then I was like, never mind. I didn't mean that. And he was like, you don't mean it? I was like, no, like I did, but like I didn't mean to say it right now. Like, because I'm just not a girl who like makes the first moves. That's just never been my thing. And so I never would have thought I would have said it first. And then later at the concert, like once we were there and sitting down and stuff, he was like, I mean, I know this is kind of stupid now, but like, I love you too. And then that was that. But
I had to make sure I had to contemplate on it, you know.
For like 30 minutes, you had to contemplate.
Yes, I'm a quick thinker.
Okay. When did you meet the parents of both of us? Like, when did I meet yours? When did you meet mine?
So, yeah, it was after like the whole fiasco with like her like being scared or whatever, and she invited me over to have dinner with her family so they could get to know me, you know, like, I guess, check and see if I was a good guy and stuff like that, which, you know, that's
because like he didn't murder me on the first date, but they had to make sure he wasn't going to do it like after.
And I think that's appropriate, you know?
Right?
And you know, there's nothing wrong with like making sure your family likes people, but it actually took a while longer for you to meet my dad. Like,
yeah,
I think that was actually when we went to Lady Antebellum, and
it was when we went to the drive-in.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, apparently I have a terrible memory.
Yeah.
And so like dad like said hi to her real quick outside and like right before we left.
And then that was when we went to the drive-in, and then I don't know, probably like a couple months later we like went out to dinner with him and stuff.
Yeah, and then like slowly like she's been like coming over more and like getting to know him a little bit better. So
yeah,
I'm over here
it
all
worked
the time.
out.
So
yeah, he makes more of an effort.
I wouldn't say that. I just you know, I have a lot of animals and she's like allergic to dogs.
That's true.
So.
That's a huge thing too.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the one thing you love most about the other person?
I really just love how supportive she is. She
Go team.
Always backs me 100%. When I'm feeling down or if I'm feeling just like I can't like do something, she's really just encouraging and supportive. And I mean, she makes my school schedule for me.
Partly for me, just because I'm like, I need to know when you're available so I don't think you're like die or something.
It's just that she's just really supportive and like loves me a lot, and I can feel that through her actions, which is really important to me. Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I totally like that. Okay, what's the one thing I love the most about you? That's a lot. I don't know if I can pick one. I think just like how much like genuine fun we have together. I don't know. It's so funny because it's like I've never really been in a relationship where it's like we just genuinely are like best friends and like we laugh and we have so much fun, and it's just so nice to be with somebody like that. Like I don't get bored with you ever.
Yeah.
Which is nice. And I also just love that he's literally the most selfless person you'll ever meet. Like you could have like literally killed someone and he'll be like, well, I think they're still a good person. Like, I bet they have a really good relationship with their family or something crazy like that. Like, or like, I don't know, if someone comes up to him and they need like $10, he would try to give them 20. Like, he just is that kind of person. You're just very selfless.
Everybody needs redemption, right? Like,
well, yes, but, and that's one thing that bothers me. Can we get to that question really quick? What is that? Oh, yes. What's the one thing that drives you crazy about the other person? Is when I give you a compliment You literally are just like, well, yeah, but that's just because it's like this. And I'm like, can you just say thank you? Like, can you just say thank you?
I just don't like being like held up for stuff that like.
Well, I will always knock you back down, but can I at least hold you up for a second? Just saying.
Okay, so I have to pick one thing I don't.
Yeah, just
like.
one thing that like drives you crazy.
One thing that drives me crazy.
I mean, one thing. That's gonna be hard. I can pick like 5 things that I drive myself crazy about.
Okay, she like when there is a problem, she tries just a quick fix, like instead of trying to like think it through and like see through like the surface level of things and like get to the root of a problem. Like she'll just like want it done ASAP, and I'm just like, we need to go about it a little more methodically, gotta think it through, and like I don't know.
I'm just not a very patient person.
Well, that's okay though. I'm not very patient at times either.
Well, but
yeah,
self-deprecating.
There's not much I don't like about her. So.
All right, next question is, what's your advice for other couples?
Communication. Just being honest with one another, and giving that other person like the room to express their feelings without anger, without feeling shamed or guilted by it, and being able to take criticism and then being able to work for the other person's needs. I think is really important. Is just being able to talk and help one another, like being selfless and regarding one another with the utmost of respect and love.
Yeah, and like I totally agree with that stuff too. I just think also like realizing that you're with another human who's gonna make mistakes. Like I always tell him this because he feels terrible if he says something to hurt my feelings. Like he will literally be stuck on that for like a week, and I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, that happened last Tuesday, and I'm like, don't even remember. And I always just tell him like, you're going to hurt my feelings. I'm gonna hurt your feelings. Like we're both human beings. We both sin. We both are, you know, like that's just. Now don't get me wrong. It's within reason. Like if he goes and like hooks up with 10 other people, I'm gonna be like, okay, no.
That's not.
But if he says like. If he just says something, like if he's snippy one day, or if he, you know, like we're human beings and we're going to do those things. So I think just kind of giving each other that grace and that like ease, like just forgiving the other person when those little things happen is really nice. Cause like, and also just saying something when it happens. Like if it bothers you, say it. Don't like hold that in and then like fester it for a while, because that will just like build up resentment and things like that. I feel like we've always been really good at that, like just getting everything out right when we feel it instead of holding that in. Yeah,
but also we have like times where we set aside time to have constructive talk. Like, we don't just fire back at one another or like escalate things. Like we actually sit down and try to like give each other undivided attention and say things and try to put things in a way that we can express our feelings, but also not just try to put down the other person.
Yeah, and I feel like just throughout our relationship, which it hasn't been long at all, so like we're not experts by any means, but like we have like both taken like the love language test, so like we know what each other's love languages are, and like we also like have learned a lot. Like I have really learned in this relationship about myself that I am a problem solver. Like I didn't know how much that was me until I was in this relationship, and then I was like, oh yeah, I do that. And so I think just like learning that about yourself and like being like, whoa, like I'm a jacked up human and I make mistakes and this is my natural instinct, and my dog's going insane. He's barking like crazy, so I'm sorry if you hear that. But yeah, I think just realizing that you do make mistakes too and kind of humbling yourself to the other person.
So if like we narrowed it down, be like,
so to summarize this,
trust, communication, and having grace for one another, being selfless. So those 4 things. And
then your relationship will be perfect.
Okay, no guarantees though.
Just kidding. Yeah, don't sue us. All right, what's the weirdest thing about the other person?
You go first.
Okay, my dog will literally not stop barking. He's very weird about like things, like I don't want to be like things on his body. No, like if it's like a lotion or like certain fabrics, he's very like sensory sensitive. And so like just before I was putting moisturizer on his face, because every time he comes over and his face is dry, I'm like, you need moisturizer. So I always make him put it on, and then I just do it. And I was like doing it, and he's like, no, you're not rubbing it in evenly. And like, and I was just like, what is with you? It's like moisturizer. It's not like a thick, heavy cream. I'm not putting Aquaphor on your face, dude. Like, and you were just like, no, like I can't. And
it just felt like I had streaks on my face.
Yeah, like it's really weird. I don't know. So that kind of thing is, I think, the weirdest thing about you.
I think she's kind of normal. That was a dumb answer.
So he thinks. I don't know. Like I make weird faces a lot.
Oh, that's a good one. Okay. Yeah. So the weirdest thing about her is that whenever we have to like try to have this romantic moment, right? Like especially in the beginning, she would cross her eyes.
Because I would just get like, he'd be like saying something really nice to me, and I would just be like,
She would try to avoid those moments where like.
Yeah, because I just would get so uncomfortable. That's like, I don't know.
So that's the weirdest thing about her.
All right, the last and final question is, what's your typical date night look like?
I think it varies. Like sometimes like we opt to stay in and just watch Netflix with each other and like just like.
Yeah, I mean like during the week it's hard. Like we don't really ever go out during the week just because like I work really far away, and by the time I get home and it's like, I just don't want to be around people. But probably, I mean, honestly, we just like go out to eat, grab a beer and wings and call it a day.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I said, it just varies. Like,
yeah, and like we're both very much like home buddies.
Yeah,
like we both like to be home, and so if we go out, it's like I'm not like, oh, it's so rare, but it's just like we don't feel the huge need to go out all the time to entertain ourselves. Like we just would rather stay home a lot more than that. So I don't know. I would say most likely either just like going out to dinner and then coming back and watching Netflix or something.
I mean,
which,
honestly,
okay, really quick. Can we go on a tangent really quick about our Netflix show?
Which one?
Okay, so there's two. The first one that we watched, The Fall, Holy Balls. I don't know if I've talked about it on camera before.
It's crazy.
It's so good. I got kind of scared though, and like I couldn't really like watch it for a while because one day we binge watched like 6 episodes and then I got really scared. But if you're into like sci-fi, like crimey kind of stuff, it is so good. It was based in Ireland, and so everyone has an accent, which is even more fun. And oh my gosh, so good. Starts
out kind of slow, but you have to give it.
Yeah, maybe I don't remember.
Time.
But it was like really good. And then now we're watching. I'm laughing thinking about it. Are you gonna tell?
I forget the actual name.
Okay, so the actual show is called Nailed It, and so it's these people, which that kind of sounds dirty when you think about it. But anyways, it's a baking show, and it's these people who are like basically trying to make these like really elaborate cakes, and like it's total Pinterest fails, and it's hysterical. Like it is so funny, and the host is hilarious. Like she is like so funny. My favorite host of the show, and it's a Netflix original. So much better. But yeah, it's hilarious. So if you want something like light and funny, watch the baking show, and then if you want something intense, The Fall is so good. And then we also watch Jackass, but that's just normal. Yeah. Who doesn't want to see a guy try to pole vault over like a volleyball net? Or like sit in a porta potty of poop. To get slingshot in the air? And that's, or glue 2 people together. That's the best. Okay, anyways, we're getting off on a tangent. That is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you liked having Corey on camera with me today. If you want more videos, I do want to do the one where you have to pick out my makeup for me. Like you pick it out of my collection. I think that would be really funny. Or you do my makeup. That would also be funny. Although I might be kind of scared. If we do both of those things. Oh, like you pick it out and put it on my face? I mean, like one video could do picking it out. Like each, video. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And then next one I could like put that on. Oh, okay. So do like a 2-parter. Yeah, but that sounds scary too. I don't know. To be continued if that happens. But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you guys in my next one. Bye!